Hi everyone, this is again Dr. Irfan. This was a long awaited video about handling the missing values. I'm going to lead you in this video from a beginner to an expert level. So in this video, I'll be showing you how you can handle the missing values. All right, so let's first of all open data. You might have your own data, so you know how to open your data, setting up a working directory and opening a data, whether it is CSV file, SPSS file, as data file, you can do it. And there's a separate video on it that how to open up a data. So I'm going to open a data. That data is available on Google. I want to thanks to Dr. Batindra Roy from US. He's the person who is providing this data. All right, so for data one, that the data is available in CSV format. So I'm going to just open this data. The command for this one is read.csv and then the name of the data. This data is about vehicles. So let's have a quick look on the data. This data is about vehicles. So vehicles number 1, 2, 3, and so on. And then failure month, in which month the vehicle is gone failure or experience some sort of failure on the road. The mileage, how much mileage the vehicle has done, how much labor hours has been spent, how much is the labor cost, and then material cost, and then the state of US. All right. Okay, so you can have a look on the head on some data points. For example, if you run this command head data test data 2, remember this is the name of the data set. You can name it whatever you like. So if you hit this one, control enter, you'll be looking at the first 10 points of the data. Similarly, you can also look at the tail of the data. If you hit this one, it will show you the last 3 points of the data sets. All right. Call name shows you the column name of the data set. Like we have 7 columns over here: vehicle, failure month, mileage, labor hours, labor cost, material cost, and state. The summary of the data will show you what is the structure of the data and minimum, maximum values, mean, median values, things like that of all the variables. You can have a look over here. See? All right. So now I want to see that is there any missing value in this entire data set. So for this one, the command is is.na. So it means what it is telling RStudio, is there any NA value? So not available value. What happens within R? It gives you not available values as a missing value. So you're gonna the command is this one, that is there is NA value in this data. If you put sum before this command, it's gonna sum all the points or sum all the missing values and give you a 1 number. So let's run this command. You can run this command by this button or control enter. All right, so it says there are 42 missing values in this data set. All right, so now I want to see, is there missing value, any missing value in mileage variable? So for the command, this one is the same, test data 2, and then I am putting $sign here. If I put $sign here, it calls for the variables. For example, let's see, I just have put $sign here, and then it's calling the variables. So let's select variables and run this command. There are 13 values in mileage variable, 13 missing values in mileage variable. Similarly, let's see how much missing values we have in labor hour. So there are 6 missing values in labor hours. So now I want to see which values are missing in labor hours. The command for this one is which. So instead of writing over here sum, you're going to just write over here which. Then it gives you the point number, the value number 829, 830, 831, blah, 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 blah. These are all missing values. So for just to have a look, is this correct or not? So let's see 829 number value. 829. Here we go. 829 in labor hour. See, it's missing. 830 is missing. 831 is missing. See, so it means it's showing you the missing values. All right, so now the first thing is you can separate the missing values entirely separately. You can just extract the missing value from this data. The command for this one is missing data. This is the name of the data you want to keep. You can name it whatever you like. Then your test data, the data you are going to use, and then bracket stars, square bracket stars, and then this exclamation mark. This means in RStudio, this means no or not. So it means you are saying what essentially you are telling to RStudio that from this data, who are not complete cases, take it. So it means not complete cases, and from this data, then this first space, comma, second space. So remember, in first space means in RStudio rows, and then second space means column. Okay, and then space, comma, space, and then bracket close. Run this command, it will give you observations. So remember, these are 38 observations because in total we had 42 observations, but they are overlapping. So because of the overlap, it's the final missing values are 38. All right, so now strategy number 1, you just drop all the missing values. This is the strategy number 1. You just drop all the missing values. So now see carefully the above command when we were extracting the missing data from the original data. Over here, we're just simply removing this exclamation mark, and the rest of the command is exactly the same thing. The main command is the complete cases. So what I'm telling to RStudio, take complete cases from this data, from test data 2. All right, so I am just going to run this command, Control Enter. So now I can see. So let me make it a little bit bigger. We can see read. All right, so over here you can see that complete data has 1586 observations, while test data had 1624 observations. So let's test either we have 1586 values or not. So 38 are missing, we know that. So let's run just a mathematics 1624 minus 38, and then run it, Control Enter. It's giving you 1586. It means 1586 are complete cases. Okay, so we can also use the strategy number 1 with another command, which is NA omit. NA omit means so remove or omit the not available values from this data. All right, whichever you think it's usable or easy for you, you can use that command. So for this one, complete underscore data. So this is the name of the data you want. Whatever you want to, you can keep the name of that one, and then NA omit is the command, and then in the brackets again test data 2. Remember, this is the original data or the first data we are thinking to extract the complete cases. And let's run this command. See, complete data 2 is giving you 1586 values. So if you click on this one, then there will not be any missing value in entire this data set. All right, you can have a look in detail. All right. Strategy number 2, it's possible that you don't want to just, for example, if you are going to run a regression and you think that the last 2 variables may not be useful for you, so you want to have that data but only want to remove the missing values from one variable. If you are thinking to remove missing values from one variable, then you can simply use filter command. What it does, so for example, the strategy number 2 is removing the missing value of variable. The command for this one is complete data and then filter in the bracket. This is the original data, the first data, test data 2, comma, again exclamation mark. So what I am telling RStudio, remove that one is not NA. All right, then what it happens, it will give you the complete cases in labor hours variables. All right, so let's have a look. Let's run this command, complete data 3. See, it's giving you 1618 variable. All right, remember how many missing values we had in labor hour? So let's go back to the labor hour. This is the labor hour, and let's run this one. Six were the number of values that were missing in labor hour. And now we have data 3, and they have removed, the RStudio has removed 6 labor hours from this one, from this variable. So now we can see that it's 1618, yeah? So 6 are removed. All right, and strategy number 3 is it's possible that you want to replace this number by mean, median, minimum, and or maximum, whatever you want to. The command for that one is, so for example, this is the variable in labor hour, and you want to remove or replace, sorry, you want to replace the values in this variable with mean, median, minimum or maximum values. The command for this one is test data to $labor hour. You are calling that variable, and then in the bracket you are telling RStudio, is there any NA? Then again, test data to $labor hour, parenthesis close, square bracket close, and then assign it to mean of test data to labor hour. And don't forget, comma, don't forget to put this one na.rm is equal to true. It means when you are going to calculate mean from this labor hour variable, remove the na value. So, and when you are writing na true, it means you are telling RStudio remove this one. You can also write it complete like true true, or a simple T, the RStudio will understand it. All right, that was the strategy number 3. So let's run this command. It's done. So 6 values that were missing in labor hour have been removed with the mean of this labor hour variable. You can also write min, max, min, or max, or median. All right, most of the time people write mean of the variables. All right, so strategy number 3, strategy number 4 is you can replace the missing value with any constant number. It's possible that you think that you have a missing value and that requires only a constant number, for example 2, 4, 5, 6, any constant number. Okay, for this one I'm just going to copy test data 2 to test data 3, so that we have, again, because remember in the last command we have already replaced the missing values by mean number. So now we're going to again have a fresh data, like say test data 2. I'm going to copy it, test data 3, then assign it as the test data 2. So it has a copy test data 3 now. All right, so now test data 3, call the variable you want to insert the constant number labor hour, and then square bracket, is there any NA, and then bracket starts test data $3, again calling the variable, parenthesis close, square bracket close, assign it to 255. For example, possibly I'm telling RStudio the labor hour might have spent maybe 2 hours or 3 hours or 5 hours. Let's say it's 5 hours, and then just run this command and it will be done. You can check later on that in this test data 3 in labor or the missing value will be replaced by 5. All right, up to this level, the replacing missing value was some sort of easy or some sort of a basic level. But now what I'm going to talk about, the strategy number 4, it's actually a strategy number 5 about the imputation. This one is advanced strategy. to handle the missing values. So you have to be very careful if you are producing thesis or MPhil thesis, then you might need this type of imputation for your thesis work or for your research work. All right. So strategy number 5 is about imputation. So RStudio makes the imputation really, really simple, and it's very effective. To do this, you have to run this package first. Mice. This is a package that deals with the imputation. So I have already run this package. If you haven't run this one, please run this package, and then I am going to run this library command to load it. It's done. All right, and then we know that summary of again the test data too we already know. So now I'm going to use this function mice function to impute the values. So what is it doing, the mice function? It will impute the values from this data. Mice, it means it's going to impute the values from this data, then square bracket start. The first is empty, space. Remember, the first row is empty. Row empty, then comma. Column 2 to 7. This is what I'm telling RStudio. Impute the values from column 2 to 7 for column number 2, for column number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Impute the values. Then it will impute the value. For example, we had a missing value around 800 something, yeah. Okay. All right. So for example, we had a missing value over here. I think it's already replaced. All right. But anyway, we had a missing value around somewhere around here. What it will do, it will look at the failure month, mileage, labor hour, and then will predict what could be the most suitable value. Why the mean value is not suitable here? I'm going to show you in an example what will happen if we just simply replace the mean value with missing values. All right, so let's impute the data and from column 2 to column 7 and comma. Then 3 is what I am telling RStudio. I need 3 imputation values, maybe low, middle, high. You can also change it to 4, 5 if you like. So I'm gonna stick with 3, minimum, mean, and in the middle, not the main one, the middle, lower, and high values. And then setting a seed 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is just setting a seed that it should produce every time the same things if I run this command again and again. All right, so it's going to randomly produce 3 imputations for each variable. All right, let's run this command. So it's run. So it says 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for mileage hour, labor cost, 1, 2, 3 for labor hour, mileage cost. All right, so let's have a look on, just remove this one. Right, so let's have a look on impute dollar IMP is what you are calling your imputation for mileage. All right, so let's see this one. So for mileage, it has produced 3 values, 1, 2, 3. So 1 is maybe the highest one, 2 is the lower than this one, and 3 is the highest one. Right, so once again, 1 is the lowest one, 2 is in the middle of both, and 3 is the highest one. So it has produced for every observations until the last observation for mileage. Okay, the same thing has happened with the labor cost. Let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, it has produced all the labor values, the imputation for all the labor cost. Okay, so now I'm just going to give you a flavor of what will happen or what is going to happen if we don't take it, if we replace it with any constant number or anything else. Why the imputation is the best strategy, especially for the students who are doing PhD, who are doing MPhil, if you are going to produce a really good research paper. Okay, so test data 2, I'm telling RStudio, show me row number 20 from test data 2. Right, so it's showing me row number 20 from test data 2, vehicles were 20, failure months were 8. So it means the car has already driven 8 months. Okay, then the mileage is missing, labor hour is 1.5, labor cost is $87, material cost is $1.8, and the state was NH. So let's see another one, another missing value, which is 253. Another value is vehicle number 253. Failure month is 1 month. Mileage is again missing. Labor hour, labor spent 1.4 hours. Labor cost was around same. Okay, and labor material cost was 119, and state was Florida probably. All right, so it means this failure month is 8. This failure month is 1. It means this car, 20 number car, has driven 8 months. The vehicle number 253 has driven 1 month. So the mileage should not be the mean mileage of the both things. Make sense? If it will be a mean mileage, let's say what is a mean of test data to dollar. See, the mean mileage is 20,559. So in 1 month, this mileage cannot be done. In 1 month, this mileage cannot be done. You know, now it making sense to you now. If I replace with the mean value, so this is why replacing the values with mean value should not be the best strategy. Similarly, replacing value with this constant number, you know, if I replace 10,000 over here, 10,000 over here, it should not be a best strategy to do that. So this is why I'm asking, if you are really interested to compute your value, or if you are really interested to produce your really good data and results, you should go for imputation. Okay. All right. So now I am asking RStudio to make a final data and then complete it with second imputation, impute comma 2. So remember this impute, you should have some sort of a vector variable over here. It's not a data frame, it's a vector variable. All right, so I am telling RStudio, make a final data. Okay, complete impute 2. What it will make it will give me a final data and will do the imputation. All is done. So now I'm going to see, is there any now missing value in final data in mileage? Because it has done all the variables are done now. Remember 2 to 7 variables, all the variables are done now. All right, so now I'm going to see the imputation. Is there any missing value? So it says 0 missing value. Again, remember in over here, we have checked vehicle number 20 and vehicle number 253. So let's check again, but in final data, not in test data. So let's check final data, row number 20. Row number 20, it says failure month 8, car number 20, failure month 8, mileage, it has replaced with 17,694. It makes sense, yeah? In 8 months, usually people drive this much. But what about 253? What about 253? Here we go. So 253 mileage, failure month is 1 and mileage is 970. So now you get an answer, I think now. If we replace by mean value, it would have been the same value. It's wrong. If we have replaced it by a constant number, then it would be again a wrong estimation, and it's going to produce a misleading results to our analysis. Okay, so now